Hello again. I am here again. I'm going to make one more video tonight regarding a review. Today I am making this video about occupational therapy groups and reference to the Netflix movie Birdbox. Everyone's talking about it. So I figured, let us occupational people be hip and jump in on the Birdbox scene, right? This video is to show you guys how I brought the Birdbox movie and the multiple meetings that they're having into a therapeutic group perspective to allow you as well as myself to get a visual. I'm a visual learner, so being able to correlate these groups with something that I have seen helps me, and hopefully it helps you. All right. So, sorry for the glare. Birdbox, OT style. The first therapeutic group that I am going to be discussing is the Thera Mat Group. As you see, they're on a boat. Little stick figures. Don't make fun of my drawing. This group is highly structured. Their practice and learn needed skills, attitudes, and knowledge. The reason that I have the visual of them being on the boat is because that is a very structured event. Yeah, as you remember, the children are told, if you talk, you're going to die, pretty much. They're learning a new lifestyle in order to adapt and succeed in that environment, which is the same thing that occurs within this group. The next group I have is the task-oriented group. And this part, it says, Hello Kitty. In this scene, I was looking at the fact that when the main character and the other pregnant woman are sitting on the bed and she gives her the Hello Kitty doll. This increases the client's awareness of their needs, values, ideas, feelings, and behaviors. So that scene in particular is valuable to me and helps me have a visual of the task-oriented group because it's showing that she's essentially telling her, you are valued, you're needed. Here's what you bring to our group. So that reminds me of it. Hopefully this helps you guys. The next thing we're looking at, and I'm so sorry for the glare, is the topical group. The scene that came to mind was when everybody was in the kitchen and it said, what did you do before this? This is when everybody is standing around and they're discussing what their jobs were, what their roles were prior to everyone's suicide. So this group enables more effectiveness in daily activities and problem solving. So the reason that I have a visual on this is because they were standing around and they were saying, well, this is what I did. Essentially, this is what I can bring to the table. It's like an example of a parenting class. People of children or that are about to have children will go to this class. So everyone had something in common within this group because they were all there. They are all enduring the same thing. So they're trying to improve their current situation, just like a parenting class would. The next is the developmental group. The scene I envisioned for this group was when everyone agreed that the homeowner could look at the surveillance cameras and see if he would essentially die from viewing whatever that thing was. So they trusted that he was going to do this. And whatever outcome it was, they allowed him to do this. So the developmental group develops basic levels of awareness, trust, and comfort within other group members. So they trusted that he was going to view it, and they tied him down. Unfortunately, he died. Sorry if you haven't watched the movie, but that scene reminds me of this group because they developed a level of awareness and trust for that member. And they, although some were uncomfortable, they were comfortable for the most part to allow him to do that. The next thing we're going to go to is the Instructural Group. And I probably should have went up one, but we're going to stay here. This group helps members function at their highest possible level as long as possible. They meet mental health needs. So the scene that I have for this is when everybody was in the garage and they were painting the car black, painting the windows, making sure that they weren't able to see what was outside when they had to go for a food run. So they were all meeting their highest level of function in terms of coming together in order to obtain food. And I know it's a little far-fetched, but their mental health needs was they needed to survive. So they came together, they made a plan, they painted the car in order to go on this run. So I can correlate those two together, and hopefully it helps you guys as well. We're doing well on time. The next group is the evaluation group. And what I have in reference to this is food run. So you enable the client and the therapist to assess the client's skills, limitations regarding group interaction. This is the OT only observes. And the reason that I have food run for the evaluation group is because although everybody discussed what needed to take place in terms of getting the food, there were people that stayed back. There were people that observed the outcome from a distance. So that's how I come up with this, because this is the only one that the OT only observes. After you have assisted them with realizing their skills, their assets, and limitations in terms of the group, you observe, which is what the other people that remained behind did for the food run. Next, we have the parallel group. And in the parallel group, the individual completes a task in the presence of others, but they have minimum interaction. So during the time at the grocery store, everyone had their own cart. They were down their own aisles, retrieving food. So the goals was the same, but they all completed it parallel of one another. Hopefully these visuals are helping you guys. Cooperative group. And this one, it says, hey, my name is. So with this group, they are freely expressing their feelings, ideas, beliefs, and so forth. And the reason I say, hi, my name is, in the beginning of the movie, when they're all getting together, the gentleman that worked at the grocery store began discussing what his beliefs were and why he felt the suicides were occurring. And even though some disagreed with him, a majority of the people allowed him to freely express his ideas, feelings, and beliefs. So that's why him discussing his beliefs goes along with the cooperative group for my visual. Project group. So the individuals perform a shared short-term activity with the other members. The shared short-term activity that provides a visual to me is when they all decided to cover the windows. So this was a short-term task that they all came together and decided that we need to cover the windows, we need to protect ourselves. So they worked together to complete it, which is the project group in my eyes. We're almost done, you guys. 2 more. We're going good. Okay. The Eco-Centric Group. Eco-Centric Cooperative Group. In this group, they select and implement long-range activities, which requires the group's interaction. In this group, they identify and meet their needs. So the scene that I have are the trees. When they get on the boat, they reach the goal area, and they first get off and there's nothing but trees there. So they identified the need, which was to obtain safety, and they met their needs in order to accomplish it. Hopefully that makes sense for you guys. Our very last group is the mature group, and I have a house here. So in this group, and enables members to reinforce behaviors, results, and needs, satisfaction, and task completion. So the visual that I have for the mature group is when they're standing in that bird greenhouse sanctuary and the doctor comes over, and at that point she gives the kids a name, she allows them to go play with everybody else, and she has a moment of just relief in knowing that she was able to reinforce the behaviors needed to get to this point, and now her task is completed. Hopefully that made sense to you guys. I really wanted to make sure that my OT therapeutic groups went along with the Birdbox. I'm a visual learner. I'm sure some of you guys are as well, or you wouldn't be on my page, right? I wish you happy studying. Please subscribe. I've got a lot more to come. I want to do my next video after the review on a therapeutic toy. It will be regarding spinal cord injuries. Stay tuned. Happy studying and good luck.